Our facilitators today are Michael Hammond and Aaron Rothert. Michael is a certified practice advisor in addition to being a licensed attorney since 1983. Michael is the founding father of Atticus and a certified practice advisor. He spent his entire career either practicing law or managing marketing initiatives within the legal profession. For over 20 years, Michael served as the Senior Vice President of Marketing for Attorneys Title Insurance Fund, whose sole purpose was promoting and supporting law firms. In addition to new business development, Michael has a depth of experience in public relations, branding, and strategic planning. He earned his JD from the University of Florida College of Law and his BA from Stanford University. He served on the Public Relations Committee of the American Land Title Association, as the Vice Chair of the Public and Member Information Committee, as a member of the Task Force on Lawyer Advertising for the Florida Bar, and on the Futures Committee of the State Bar of Texas. Aaron Rothert, also an Atticus practice advisor, is an attorney, a former instructor for the Internal Revenue Service, and has worked with the State Attorney's Office in Florida. Aaron facilitates the Atticus Rainmakers and Rainmakers Plus programs, which trains attorneys to be great marketers. He's been published in the Family Law Journal and blogs regularly on time management and marketing for attorneys. So Michael and Aaron, I'll go ahead and turn the webinar over to you.
Thank you. This is Aaron Rothert, and I'd like to again welcome everyone to the 7 ways to take advantage of the summer months for summer marketing strategies. I'd like to start out by having everyone think a little bit about summertime. For some of us, that's pretty easy. We can look out the window. I know I'm in Florida. Since it's not February, for me, it's summertime. For others of us, it's a little more difficult. So we look out the window and things are a bit less summer. So what I want you to picture is everything a little bit greener and a lot warmer. I want you to think about a time for personal and family vacations. I want you to think about trips to national parks, trips to Europe, vacation time. The kids are out of school, so neighborhoods are holding festivals and cities are holding large events, fireworks displays. As you think about this, what we'd like to do through this webinar is to help you develop some strategies to take advantage of the summer months and these particular summer activities that we just pictured. Through the course of this webinar, we are going to focus on 7 strategies that you can use to effectively create a summer marketing strategy for your firm. The 7 strategies we're going to focus on are taking time off, going to a game, hosting a client appreciation party, launching a summer lunch campaign, hosting a small dinner party, having a strategic marketing retreat, and updating your top 20 and farm team lists. We'll go through each of these topics in depth. What I'd like to encourage you to do is to have a pen and paper ready to take down any notes for strategies that you'd like to implement for your firm. And also feel free to use the write-in questions option so that we can address any questions at the end as they arise as we go through these 7 strategies. So we'll begin with the first strategy, and it's taking time off. So we can all remember vacations that we've taken, and there's typically a couple of reactions that we have when we think about taking time off. We all remember that vacation, we came back refreshed, kind of loving life, loving what we did, ready to tackle new projects. We can all also probably remember a vacation that we've taken where we weren't so refreshed. Perhaps we came back a little more stressed out than when we left. And that could be because of things that piled up at work or even because of the vacation itself. Research shows that taking time to regularly recharge your batteries is going to help you in 2 ways. It will help you be a less stressed person, and it will also help you enjoy marketing activities and life in general. So think about that vacation that you took when you came back refreshed. How long ago was that vacation? Was it recent? Was it years ago? Has it never happened? What we'd like you to do is take these summer months to think about time for a specific vacation to gain these advantages. One thing to keep in mind is that not all vacations are created equally. The Harvard Business Review states that the average vacation leaves you more stressed than before you left. So this is about 50% of vacations, people come back more stressed. But by taking certain steps, 94% of vacations resulted in higher levels of happiness and energy if you did certain things. Those things are plan a month in advance and prepare your coworkers for time away. Go outside of your city. The further away, the better. When you go to a place, meet with a local host or other knowledgeable guide. That way, you're not experiencing the stress of finding the best places to go or organizing the activities. And have the travel details set before going. Smart vacations lead to greater happiness and energy at work, and therefore greater productivity, intelligence, and resilience. So for some of us, the biggest hurdle for vacations is just going on one. We take a look and we say, I can't go. There are 1,000 reasons why I can't take a vacation. Anything from clients to partners or never getting caught up with the things that we have to do. In order to address these concerns, what we suggest is a little bit of planning, and that can make the vacation work for you. The first thing to do is get it on the calendar. So actually open up the calendar, look at the months, find the time that looks like it's best available, and set that date. That way you've committed something to paper, it's in black and white, and you can see it. The calendar is also a great tool for holding yourself accountable. The second step is to prep your clients and your staff. Take a look at your client lists. Take a look at what is taking place. Take a look at potential emergencies. Prepare your clients. Let them know you'll be away. Let them know who to contact while you're away. And prepare your staff. Let them know these are the things that are ongoing, and here's how to handle these situations that could arise while I'm away. These preparation steps will help you to separate yourself from work, get the much needed rest and refreshing that you need, and that is most beneficial from a vacation. The third strategy is to utilize phantom days. These are days that you schedule before or after your vacation time to give you the cushion that you need to make the vacation time itself enjoyable. So a phantom day is going to be a day in which you're in the office, but you don't actually see clients or take calls. It gives you time before your vacation to prepare and get things set for the vacation, and then it gives you time when you come back to take care of any emergencies or work that's added up. Because you know you have that day available when you get back to catch up, you'll find that you enjoy the last few days of your vacation a lot more, rather than dreading the onslaught of work that can result from vacations. The next thing in taking a vacation is leveraging that vacation for marketing. We'd like you to use social media to maintain top-of-mind awareness, or TOMA. So there are all these benefits from going on a vacation that will benefit you and have you come back refreshed. Because you're refreshed, you can generate more ideas, more activities to take on. You're more energized. But the vacation can also act as a marketing tool. If you take a few pictures from wherever you've gone on vacation, post them to social media to update clients and referral sources to what's going on, where you went, why you were away. We suggest in social media that about 10% of what you post can or should be personal information. So you're using that personal information to maintain top-of-mind awareness. And top-of-mind awareness is the idea that people refer, so referral sources refer cases, to those attorneys who are freshest in their minds. And so if you keep in contact by posting these pictures to social media, you're maintaining that top-of-mind awareness and leveraging your vacation for marketing purposes. The second strategy to focus on is going to a game. So during the summertime, the summer months are hosts to a lot of spectator sports, from baseball to golf, soccer, and preseason football. So if there's a sport that you enjoy, there's probably a game happening that you can attend. But when you attend the game, we want you to keep marketing in perspective. Don't just attend the game by yourself. If you know a particular referral source enjoys an event that you have tickets to or that you'd like to attend, invite them with you. If they attend the event, you now have all of that time that you're together face-to-face to discuss with them, build rapport, and you have a context for conversation during the game and then after the game as well. You can always refer back to the time you went to that game. Going to a game is a great way to get outdoors, especially enjoying the summer weather. And the games don't have to be expensive or lavish. You don't have to buy a box to attend the game and host clients or referral sources. There are minor league games, especially in baseball, lower level soccer leagues, even youth and children's leagues where games occur, and referral sources may have children participating. So take a look at all of the options for going to a game and see what would work best for you and your referral sources. Another thing to keep in mind is you may not always be able to attend the game. So if you're not able to attend, but you know that a referral source would enjoy going, send them the tickets with a note. In the note, include something like, I know you and your son enjoy baseball. Please enjoy this game on us. That goes a huge distance in building rapport with the referral source. Not only did you remember that they enjoyed the game, but their child enjoys it as well, their son. So you may have to do a little bit of work and active listening and note-taking to remember who enjoys what, but it's going to pay off in the end. Also in going to a game, one of the things that works very well with marketing is using marketing to reclaim your interests. So sports like golf, tennis, fishing, they're all great opportunities to build one-on-one rapport while at the same time reclaiming an interest that you may have neglected as a result of work. So if you think of that thing, this is what I have given up because of what I'm doing during work, and I missed this thing. See how you can take that thing, if it's a sport or a hobby or whatever it is, and leverage it for marketing purposes. What have you put on the back burner that you would enjoy doing more of? Often we look at marketing as something we have to do, and a task that you have to do on its own, separate from everything else. But if you pair marketing with something you actually enjoy, the chances of you actually doing the marketing activity increase greatly. And it also increases your authenticity. If you really enjoy the activity, that's going to show. So you're not forcing yourself to go through something. You're participating in an activity you enjoy. That authenticity will show through. Michael, did you have anything that you would like to add to those tips?
No, Aaron, I think you covered it pretty well. Although the one thing I do like that you talked about is connecting your marketing efforts to your own interests. And for many people, that means circling back and doing things you used to do and you used to enjoy doing before you became a lawyer. So, you know, get in touch with some of the things you used to do and reinvigorate those interests and use them in your marketing. Aaron's right. If you enjoy doing something, you're more likely to do it. So tie your interests and your hobbies and your passions to your marketing, and you can actually enjoy marketing for a change. Well, thank you, Aaron. Now about our third summertime marketing strategy, and that's host a client appreciation party. Quite a number of Atticus alums hold annual client appreciation events because the majority of their business comes from past and present clients. So if your goal is to build rapport with and to thank people who send business to you, you'd naturally want to invite your top referral source clients and encourage your partners, if you have any, to do the same. These client appreciation events can be held at a local park, in a hotel ballroom, or even at your own office. And these events don't have to be lavish affairs, but make sure that enough thought and effort has gone into the planning, the decorating, and the entertainment to make your clients feel truly appreciated. I mean, after all, that is the whole point of the event, right? Now, here's a good example of a client appreciation event. One firm we know hosted what they called a celebration of diversity party. And that featured foods from many different ethnic backgrounds. Since their clients come from many different cultures, it was very well received by everybody who attended. A couple of the firm's clients were working musicians, and they strolled through the event serenading all of the guests. And all of this was helped by staging the event outside under a large tent in the firm's parking lot. And doing outside events during the summertime, particularly in places that don't get quite as hot as Florida, is a great idea and a great way to plan your event. And since we're talking about marketing in the summertime, when kids are out of school, you may want to consider having a more family-oriented event that both clients and their children would enjoy attending. This approach might also help increase attendance at your event, since the kids are being included as well. Now, another great example of this comes from another firm that uses a tent for a very different kind of event. A circus under the big top tent is the theme for this firm's family-oriented client appreciation party. And their event features circus foods, clowns, juggling, face painting, and games for the kids. And in fact, the attorneys in this firm even sign up for the dunking booth, which is always a big, big draw. Now, if this idea of a client appreciation party intrigues you, take a look at our general event planning tip sheet, form 21.00, to jumpstart your event planning. And you're going to see a number of forms throughout this presentation that Aaron and I are giving you. And if you'd like to receive copies of them, if you don't have accessibility to those forms, contact Susan Schmidt, who introduced this call, and she will send them to you. Now, our next strategy for the summertime marketing is number 4. And that's launching a summer lunch campaign. Now, to get this strategy rolling, let's have a quick review of your top 20 referral sources. Remember the Pareto principle, the old 80-20 rule? Well, it applies here because if you were to look at the whole group of people in your referral network who send you business, more than likely, you would discover that about 80% of your business comes from about 20% of your referral sources. Let me say that again. About 80% of your business comes from about 20% of your referral sources. And the term top 20 also refers to this all-important 20%. Now, the top 20 are those referral sources who are your most active, most productive, and who send you your highest quality business, the kinds of cases you most prefer to handle, and the types of clients you most prefer to work with. These are real A and B clients. So clearly, identifying and knowing which of your referral sources are in your top 20 is crucial. They provide the lifeblood of your growing practice. The summertime can be a great time to focus or perhaps even refocus on your top 20. For many lawyers and law firms, The summer months can be slower, a time when there's often less work to do than in the previous first 6 months of the year. So if you're one of those who's less busy as a legal technician in the summer, plan to spend more time, energy, and resources being a rainmaker during the summer. So sometime before the end of May, sit down and plan your summer lunch campaign. Your objective is to schedule a luncheon appointment with each and every one of your top 20 referral sources before the end of the summer. Let's say in the time period between Memorial Day and Labor Day of 2016. Now, by committing to do 2 to 3 lunches per week during the summertime period, you should be able to make substantive marketing contacts with all of your top 20. So plan out your top 20 summer marketing campaign. Do it now and then launch it as the summer approaches. Commit to meeting all of your top 20 for lunch this summer. Think about it. You really have very little to lose and a whole lot to gain. Now, feel free to use the top 20 exercise form, that's form 18.01C, to list and rank your own top 20 referral sources. And when you study this form, you'll see that it's important that you make sure that you rate each referral source based upon a number of different factors. First, rate the actual business sent to you by that referral source. Then, your assessment of the potential they have for sending you more business. Next, rate your level of rapport with each of them. And the date of your last contact with them. And that means during the course of this summer lunch campaign, you're going to be updating this list with the date you had lunch with each referral source. Now, Aaron, anything else you'd like to add about the top 20 summer lunch campaign?
I think the only thing that I would mention here is that this top 20 exercise is very organic. It's something that you're going to continue to update as you continue your marketing activities. So if you misjudge potential or misjudge rapport, there'll be opportunities to update that later. So a lot of the activity in completing this form is sort of making your best educated guess, knowing that you're going to put the work in and update the form later to make it accurate. What I'd like to move on to now is our 5th strategy, and that's hosting a small dinner party. So we've already talked about the larger signature event. And so when we talk about the small dinner party, we're talking about something on a small scale that you would hold in your home. For a small dinner party, what you would do is invite referral sources and their spouses to your home for a relaxed dinner. And there's not a better way to build rapport with people than to share a meal with them. And more importantly, to share a meal with them in your home. It's something about that intimacy of being in your home that creates a greater level of rapport there. A small gathering like this is going to be a great opportunity for finding common ground with referral sources or, as we said earlier, deepening rapport. You can use this strategy for those referral sources with whom you have common interests, and you know that there would be a depth of conversation available were you to invite them over. So if you have common charitable causes that you're working for or other common goals. Now, when I think of a dinner party, the thing that comes to my mind, and maybe it's just because I like F. Scott Fitzgerald, is this big Great Gatsby scene. I see a green lawn, I see tables with linen cloths, the big band, tuxedos and ball gowns, champagne everywhere. And that's not what we're referring to here by a small dinner party. So don't think you have to throw something like that. If you can, great, do it as a signature event, and please invite me. I'd love to attend. But the small dinner party is going to be focused on things that you enjoy and do best. So still taking your interests and your hobbies into account, making you more likely to do it. So consider your home. Maybe you have a pool that you use all the time or don't use at all. If you use it all the time, maybe you're great at throwing a backyard barbecue. If you don't use it at all, reclaim that interest by using it to host the small dinner party, especially if the referral sources have kids, invite them as well. If you've got a great entertainment center, show a movie as an event or watch a sporting event. Have the appropriate meal to go with each. If you love to cook, show off your professional grade kitchen and your cooking skills by hosting this dinner party. Or if you love wine or craft beer, have a tasting and pairing evening with those referral sources to build that rapport. Again, I want to remind you that authenticity is going to go a long way in developing rapport and maintaining that top-of-mind awareness. So any opportunity to combine what you enjoy with your marketing activities will automatically boost that authenticity and increase the likelihood of you doing it and continuing to do it. It's also going to create that conversation in the future, increasing top-of-mind awareness. The referral sources are going to remember those events that were personal and that you authentically participated in, keeping you at the top of their mind when they're thinking about referring out. The sixth strategy is to host a strategic marketing retreat. So we've already discussed how things can slow down a bit in summer, and it can be an opportunity to catch up as a result of the busier times of the year. Clients are away on vacation or just out participating in the summer activities because their kids are out of school, and so business might slow down. If it does, then we suggest to use that time to have a strategic marketing retreat. The biggest resistance to strategic marketing retreats is typically asking, why is this important? Why do I want to spend my time on planning marketing when I could be spending my time actually marketing or on production and making money? And to that concern, I have a couple of statements. Warren Buffett says that in the business world, the rear view mirror is always clearer than the windshield. And so the marketing retreat, the strategic marketing retreat, allows you the opportunity to look back and clearly see the marketing activities that you have undertaken and determine whether or not they were effective, and to make a determination if that's something that needs to be continued in the future. Additionally, firm-wide ambitions are rarely achieved without some type of marketing plan. So the strategic marketing retreat is an opportunity to gather all of those people in your firm who are involved in marketing activities and get them on the same page. So they all know that they need to market, or they should, and they may be participating in marketing activities, but the retreat focuses those activities so that all of the activities are for the pursuit of a single goal or the firm's goals. Gather these important people from your firm and take them somewhere for a day, or host it in your conference room. Order in, but make sure it has a bit of a retreat feel. When you're there, review the year, ask what you've done in marketing, and ask two questions: what's worked well and what's not working? With what's worked well, plan to do more of that. With what's not working, plan to eliminate that from your marketing strategies. Making goals known and providing strategies and accountability for achieving them are going to be two key points for the marketing meeting. So you want everyone on the same page as far as what the goals are, what works and what we're continuing, and then you want to provide accountability and strategies for achieving those goals that everyone is following. To that end, what you would want to do prior to the retreat is give the those attending an assignment to help motivate them to action. The assignment could be something like completing their top 20 list. It could be working on their laser talk so that when they go out into the community, they're able to succinctly describe who they are, what they do, and why they do it in a mini marketing form. You could also have them run marketing reports so they're really aware of the strategies, what was effective and what was not. The accountability of the marketing retreat is going to cause those attending to be more likely to complete these assignments. And it will encourage further participation by giving them a context from which to speak when you start talking about marketing activities. When you look at providing the strategies, you want to look at small shifts that can make big differences in marketing. This way, those attending the meeting will have more buy-in to what's taking place. Specifically looking at what's working, you'll want to review last year's marketing results. Focus on the marketing successes and acknowledging team members. So just like getting the buy-in with the small shifts, you'll have more buy-in to your marketing strategy if you're focusing on successes and acknowledging those among your team. You also want to take time to educate the team on your current marketing strategies. This is the time for the team to ask questions if anything's unclear. It's the time for you to lay out the strategy in a clear and concise form so that everyone's on the same page. Once you've done that, you want to establish next year's marketing targets. To do this, you want to set measurable goals. In setting your measurable goals, it's largely going to be comprised of some experiment, so those small changes, but a heavy dose of what's worked in the past. So you're still working with what's working and making those small adjustments to make it work better. The second question you're asking is what's not working. When addressing what's not working, you want to make the corrections from last year and establish an accountability system. You're going to be assessing the effectiveness of your advertising and PR campaigns, which could require pulling reports, seeing what clients have resulted from these campaigns, and what level of clients have resulted from these campaigns. You'll want to review your habits both as an office, a firm, and individually to determine areas that need to be strengthened, so particular areas of training. Once these areas are identified, you can set goals and opportunities to review those goals. The last thing you're going to ask is what high-impact marketing initiatives that you can take by the end of the year to finish strong and set yourself up for a predictable stream of referrals. Again, this is going to be experimentation with a heavy dose of what worked in the past. The goals can be something as simple as increasing productivity and accountability in marketing by hiring a marketing assistant, or something more complex like having members join committees and use those committee memberships as an opportunity to meet and cultivate new referral sources. You would want to have a defined number of committees that would be joined and a defined number of referral sources that would be produced from these new relationships. You could also set a goal of becoming more recognized as an expert by submitting articles to journals and other trade publications. Again, you would want to have a specific number of articles that would be achieved by the members of your staff and specific publications to be targeted as well. Michael, did you have anything else to add to these two strategies?
No, Aaron, I think you did a great job with both of them. You know, one thing that came to mind for me while you were talking is the old management maxim that you can't manage what you can't measure. And so, you know, while it is always important to stay in action marketing, you also need to really be clear about what your marketing metrics are collect data about your marketing activities, and as you indicated, have data that indicates to you what's working and what's not. And if you take the time to track and monitor your marketing efforts, when you come to this strategic marketing retreat, you'll have a lot of data to review, and you'll have a much better idea of where to put resources in the future because they seem to be working so well for you, and maybe areas where you shouldn't devote as many resources because they're not as productive as you thought. But stay focused on tracking and monitoring the effectiveness of your marketing as well. Well, thanks again, Aaron. And now our 7th and final summertime marketing strategy is to update your top 20 and farm team lists. Okay, we already did a quick review of the top 20. Now let's take a look at the farm team. Dan Sullivan, who's with the Strategic Coach organization, coined the term farm team, at least as it relates to referral-based marketing. But what does it mean? Well, let's say you've made a list of your entire referral source network in rank order. Your top 20 are the first 20 names on that list, and your farm team is found most likely in the names from number 21 on down your list. So in effect, your farm team is everybody else in your referral network after number 20. Now, just like your top 20, or not all your referral sources on your farm team will be equally productive for you. Some may have great potential and others may not. But just as the farm team metaphor implies, they are all waiting to be developed. So your job, like a good baseball scout, is to spend enough time with your farm team referral sources and to learn enough about them to know whose potential can be realized, who can and should be moved up from the minor leagues of your farm team to the major leagues of your top 20 list. Even lawyers who know how to market, who are good at marketing and even enjoy marketing, get so intensely focused on their top 20 that they pay little or no attention to their farm team. Remember that just like the next great slugger or the young pitching phenom, there are top 20 referral sources now on your farm team who are waiting to be discovered by you and to realize their true potential as referral sources for you. Now, I've worked with a lot of lawyers over the years, and many of them have been very good, committed marketers. But all of them are usually more than a little surprised about what they see when they update their top 20 and farm team lists. If it's been a year or 6 months, and for some even 1 quarter, since they updated the data that goes into compiling their top 20 and farm team lists, once it's updated, it's clear that people have moved up the list. Some people have moved down the list. Some people have moved off the list completely. And some people who haven't been on the list before are now on it, and sometimes pretty high up on that list. For everybody I talk to after they've updated their lists, they're always surprised, sometimes even shocked about what they see and just how much has really changed. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about compiling the data and then writing it down in a real tangible list that somehow makes it static, kind of frozen in time for us. When in fact, the lists are organic and dynamic, and they're changing all the time. Why? Well, stuff happens. People change jobs, change careers, move away, get sick, even die. And this is why it's so important to update your top 20 and farm team lists on a regular basis. Updating them once a year is not enough. And I would recommend that you update them at least once every 6 months. If you're a dedicated and very active marketer with an extensive referral source network, then you may need to update your top 20 and farm team lists every quarter. This is crucially important because as a lawyer, you have a limited amount of time to devote to marketing. And as a result, it's important that you know that you're focusing that limited amount of time on the right referral sources, the ones who you know are most likely to send you business sooner rather than later, and the ones with the greatest potential to become top referral sources for you. Bottom line, you need to maximize your chances of marketing success by updating your top 20 and farm team lists at least every 6 months. So use the top 20 exercise form, 18.01C, which we saw earlier, to do your updating, and then use this form, the Referral Source Manager form, to update contact information and to track your marketing contacts and results over time. The point here is also, don't forget to cultivate your farm team. From time to time, when you're scheduling your 3 marketing contacts per week or implementing your summer lunch campaign, dip down into your farm team list and invite someone you know has great potential out to lunch. It may not happen very frequently because of your primary focus on your top 20, but don't forget to do this on a pretty regular basis over time. Why? Because stuff happens, and you need a way to replenish and rejuvenate your top 20 major league list of referral sources by bringing up new ones with real potential from the minors of your farm team. Well, Aaron, anything you'd like to add about our summertime marketing strategy number 7, about updating your top 20 and farm team lists?
No, Michael, I think you covered that perfectly.
Okay. And again, as you make your contacts throughout the summer, use that top 20 list to update that information, and do it at least every 6 months. Well, Susan, I think that's all of our summertime marketing strategies. Is there anything you want to add, or have any questions come in that we might be able to address with the time remaining on the webinar?
So far, we don't have any questions yet that you haven't addressed. You two, Michael and Aaron, you've both been very thorough, so we can wait another minute or two, see if we have any typed questions in here. And I see you have email addresses, so if anyone has any additional questions, they can contact each of you. Of course, Michael is michael@atticusonline.com, and Aaron, you're Aaron at atticusonline.com. If anybody has any questions for me, I can be reached, Susan at atticusonline.com. Okay, we do have a question here. Can you discuss specific data used in making top 20 lists? For example, just fees collected from referred clients, and suggest any tools for that, any kind of software, anything that might help in accumulating that information.
Well, you know, some case management software and maybe some accounting software. What you're really looking for is you want to be able to measure the actual dollar amount of business sent to you by a particular referral source. And that, of course, means that you need to be capturing when a new client or a new case comes in, you need to know where it came from. Did it come from a referral source? Did it come via the firm's website? How did that new client, that new case get to you? And that has to be one of the key marketing metrics that you capture every time for every new client and every new case that you get. You have to know where your business is coming from. Now, once you've sort of set up a way to capture that, you're going to take all the business that has come to you through referral sources, and you will have identified that client came to me because this referral source recommended they contact me. And you're going to add up all the cases and the dollar value of those cases and clients that came to you through each referral source. And I'd suggest you add up the number of cases or clients in addition to the revenue that was generated by those cases and clients, and have both of those statistics available. And as far as the next rating of the potential of a referral source, this really comes from getting to know people better. As after you've met someone and you spend some time cultivating that relationship with them, and you're getting to know more about them and their business and their contacts, and they're understanding more about you and what you do and the level of client service you and your firm provide, you can better assess what potential they have to send you more business. And that's what you're going to rate on that top 20 form. It's a guess, but it's an educated guess. And you sort of determine, how much more potential does this referral source have to send me more business than what they have been sending me. And don't forget to ask for it. The ask is all important. Always ask your referral sources, thank them for what they've sent to you, acknowledge that they've done that, and then ask if you happen to know of anybody else who may need my services, please let them know about me. I'd appreciate it. That's simple, but you have to ask. The other data that's collected, the third that you rate with a letter, like actual and potential business, is the level of rapport. And that is a judgment call, really. That's based on, are you getting to know this person better? Are you learning more about them? Are you sharing information about yourself and your firm? And, one sort of litmus test you can use for rapport is you have a pretty high level of rapport with a referral source if you can talk to them about subjects other than business. If you routinely talk about your family or a vacation you've been on, or they talk about where their kids are in school or teams they follow, if you've branched into non-business topics, that's usually an indicator that you have a pretty high level of rapport with them. So those are some of the key metrics you're going to track and how to track them using that top 20 form. Susan, did that answer the question, you think?
I think so. And now we have another one here, a good question. I think that quite a few of us might fall into this. He says, I am not naturally inclined to do marketing. I'm an introvert. What do you suggest? Do I just get over it?
Well,
Aaron, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. And I think there is an amount of getting over it that is involved. But I think there are also some strategies that you can sort of put in place to help marketing become a little bit more comfortable for you. So it really is going to depend on what it is. First, identify what it is that's preventing you from marketing. So if what it is that you can't get over the fact that you have to schedule these calls. So I'm an introvert. I dread scheduling these calls. I just can't schedule them. But if they're on the schedule, then I'll go. Then you might need to look at having the assistance of a marketing assistant, someone who can act for you, get the call scheduled, and provide that accountability. If the issue comes into play that you're there in the marketing event, so say you're having lunch with someone, and it's just uncomfortable, then perhaps you need to enlist a wingman to go with you, to someone who is perhaps a little more outgoing, to sort of break the ice and get the conversation flowing. That, again, could be someone who's a marketing assistant if they fit that role. It could be another associate. It could be a partner in a firm who might be a little more apt at marketing, and see about forming those alliances to do those sorts of things. The other thing is to look at the activities that you enjoy doing. So perhaps the lunch is a bit uncomfortable for you, but you do enjoy going to a game, or you do enjoy going to a movie. I know locally we've got a theater that shows sort of indie movies and has meals. So you have tickets, you take the people to the movie, you have the meal, you watch the movie together, and then you have context for discussion. So you've spent 2 hours together eating and watching a movie without having to say much, but still kind of building rapport, and then you have something to talk about there. Or look at things that you enjoy doing as well. So if you enjoy doing the activity, you're, again, more likely to participate in it than to just go to lunch if that's not something that seems enjoyable to you.
You know, and the other thing I might add to that, Aaron, is, you know, a lot of us seem to think that, you know, in order to be good at rainmaking, we have to be the kind of person that loves to walk into the cocktail party and own the room in 30 minutes. And, you know, we have to really enjoy meeting people and charming people and winning them over. And, you know, while that's one great approach to marketing, it can be, it's not the only one. And you don't have to be like that to be a marketer. You know, people who don't enjoy that sort of thing, if you play to your strengths, which is what we recommend you do, you may be the sort of person who's great at research and writing. And so marketing for you might be writing articles, or being a blogger, or doing speaking engagements and presentations where you collect the data and you put it together into a presentation and you present it. You're at the center of a great marketing opportunity, but you control the content, you control the delivery, and you're in charge of it. But you're doing things that play to your own strengths. So find those things. If you're particularly good at that kind of thing, then gravitate towards that. And do the things you enjoy doing, as Aaron said, and don't try to be somebody you're not. Be the person you are, pursue the interests you have, reconnect with some of those, and let that be the guide to your marketing.
And also, when you do find yourself in those opportunities where you do have to be a bit more social, realize that it may take more effort to be social, and give yourself some time afterward to sort of recharge. If you give yourself some time in the beginning to prepare, so you feel prepared going in, and some time afterward to recharge, the marketing activity may not seem as difficult or as bad as if you're going right into very difficult production activity at work after you've had to expend all this energy marketing.
Susan, we have any more questions?
Oh, we do. We have a couple that are kind of interconnected, so maybe you can answer this in the next few minutes. Is it better to have an online CRM instead of your paper lists of referral sources? And the other one was, can you recommend an app for keeping track of top 20 and farm team data, including important contact info, personal and professional details, and efforts at maintaining the relationships?
Well, you know, there are so many systems out there now used by so many different law firms, and many of them have contact management capability and allow you to sort of compile and categorize contact information and even data you collect about family and interests and spouses and stuff. So we're not saying you got to use a paper form. Think of the forms really as being more about the concepts behind the forms and in the importance of keeping track of your referral sources, keeping the information updated, ranking them, and updating that information on a regular basis. I don't have any particular one I recommend. There are just so many now. But realize that many of the systems you have, even something as simple as Outlook, have a lot of functionality that helps you maintain contact information. and look at the systems already in place and see if some of those already have the functionality you need to do this, because many of them do.
Okay, we have just about a minute left. I want to thank you, Michael and Aaron, for leading our webinar today. We want to thank our attendees for coming. If they have any questions, again, it's Michael at atticusonline.com, Aaron at atticusonline.com, or for just general information, they can reach me, Susan at atticusonline.com. So thank you, and everyone have a great day.